Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Real Talk with Sam Weis. I'm your host, Sam Weis, and this is episode 12, June 5th, 2021. I believe today's April 9th, 2021, 4:40 p.m. I actually tried already making this in like a 7-minute clip, and I failed. It was honestly kind of bad, so I guess this is like a retake. But, yeah, if you go to enjoy, make sure to subscribe, like, and post notifications on. Okay, we're going to open the podcast with some searching up, okay? Now, I want to pick a movie for my family night tonight. It's a Friday night. We're vibing, okay? So let's find something, shall we? What's this? We Don't Deserve Dogs. No. Oh, shoot. It released today. Okay, that explains why there's literally no ratings from the audience, only 9 by the critics. So far, it's 89%, 8.10 out of 10 average rating, fresh 8 and 1 rotten. Okay, well, that's interesting, to say the least. But in any sort of events. Alright, let's go to movies. Top movies, that's what we want. What's One Night in Miami? No. Nope. Top 10 action and adventure movies, animation movies, art house and international movies, classic movies, comedy movies. You know, through comedy I could use a little laughs. It Happened One Night, 1934. Ooh, okay. Wow. Seriously, jeez. Nah. Let's look at drama. Dramas are also pretty good, to be honest. Parasite, that was really good. That was. You know, we should honestly watch The Irishman. I mean, it's 3 hours and 29 minutes, so, you know, what are you going to expect from Martin Scorsese, I think the director is. An epic gangster drama that earns its extended runtime, The Irishman finds Martin Scorsese revisiting familiar themes to poignant, funny, and profound effect. I forgot what that means. I think I know, but poignant meaning. What does that mean again? Painfully affecting the feelings, piercing and deeply affecting, touching, designed to make an impression, cutting, poignant satire, pleasurably stimulating. Got it. Alright. I'm not gonna watch the trailer, but I just want to look at it for a second or something.
Over. They're all gone. Frank, it's time. It's time you say what happened.
An all-time great Scorsese
Frank,
epic.
I want you to meet my cousin, Russell Buffalino.
Better watch. There's a lot of tough guys around here. Did he tell you? You're not afraid of tough guys, are you? I didn't think so.
One of Martin Scorsese's best films ever.
Working stiffs.
Okay, I lied. We're gonna watch the whole thing, and we're just gonna, now I'm gonna talk to you guys.
Until I wasn't no more. You got a good friend here. You don't know how good a friend you got. Russell, he took a shine to me right away. After a while, he started giving me little things to do. I know you read a lot of things about me. I just want to say I'm sorry. I know I wasn't a good dad. I know that. I was just trying to protect all of you.
From what?
You didn't see what I see, what I've been through.
A friend of ours
Violent.
got a little trouble. Friend at the top.
Hiya, Frank. This is Jimmy Hoffa. Glad to meet you.
Big business and the government is on the attack.
You want to be a part of this fight? A part of this history? Whatever you need me to do, I'm available.
When De Niro and Pesci are on screen together. Oh, Pesci's in it?
Only 3 people in the world have one of these, and only one of them is Irish. You know how strong I made you?
I know
You
things.
believe in the power of art.
I know.
He said that? You sure he said that?
De Niro is monumental.
I'm worried. Nobody threatens Hoffa.
Pacino is extraordinary.
I got records. I got tapes.
Al Pacino? Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Pesci is a revelation.
I had to put you into this thing.
Sooner or later, everybody put it as a date when he's gonna go.
The movie event of the year.
I know how you feel, Frank. Trust me, I know how you feel. We'll bring you back after you get your car.
Yeah.
The Irishman. Screenplay by Steven Zalman. Directed by Martin Scorsese, November 27th. That was 2019. I mean, well, heck, we just spent 7 minutes doing that. It got a 95% from the critics, which is certified fresh, 450 reviews. So, yeah, 95%, 450 views. This is the critics. Certified fresh. 8.80 out of 10 average rating. 428 people rated it fresh and 22 people rated it rotten. 86% by the audience. 1,000 and 1,000 plus verified ratings. For the audience, it's a 4.3 out of 5 average rating. Okay, this is what it's about. In the 1950s, truck driver Frank Sheeran gets involved with Russell Buffalino and his Pennsylvania crime family. As Sheeran climbs the ranks to become a top hitman, he also goes to work for Jimmy Hoffa, a powerful team tied to organized crime. Okay, so it's like a mafia movie. Got it. Okay, it's 3 hours and 29 minutes. Let me give me a minute. Yeah, jeez. 3.5 hours. I don't know. I get 3:29, 3:30. Let's call it an even 3.5 hours, which is, I guess, 210 minutes. Woohoo! Baby. Alright, let's see our cast and crew. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci. That right there, highlight. What is this? Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Anna Paquin, Harvey Keitel, Stephen Graham, Bobby Cannavale, Alexa Palladino, Dominic Lombardozzi, Kathleen Narducci. Dang. All I'll be saying is that it looks tight. Looks tight. Okay, so I'm going to read like one critic review and then one audience review. It didn't take a genius to see that television was finally poised to win the war against movies. I didn't expect my teacher to be leading the charge against theatrical exhibition. Rating 3 out of 5. Okay, that's 60%. I mean, it's... And now let's look at an audience review, of course. We ain't just gonna go off the critics. So the verified audience gave it an 86% of 4.3 out of 5 average rating. Verified audience are people that like book tickets to go see the film, or people that like already booked tickets in advance. So their like reviews appear first. It's like you have to book, and then it like you can like put in like a link that you want to see the movie and something, and then it'll show that you're verified. I don't know. And then all audience 5,000 plus ratings was 76%, which is a 3.9 out of 5 average rating, which is not that bad. So let's get to our 1,000 plus reviews. Okay, so verify means now you can see reviews for those for those we verified to have purchased tickets to this movie. Okay, got it. There's one that's like really short and then one that's pretty long, so I'm gonna actually go here. So Donald H gives it a 3.5 out of 5, which is it's good. I'd recommend it. Great return to form from Scorsese, but that's short. This one's better. So this person gave it another 3.5 out of 5, which is it's good. I would recommend it by Giselher Giselher space M. Just before the Oscars, I got the opportunity to watch this 10 times nominee on a big screen at 3:29 hours. It is long. Not a real problem though, since it was shot for Netflix with only limited theatrical release, so very few people had to sit through it in the theater. Most of the acting is great, as are the visual effects of aging/younging. The numerous well-known actors over the story that spanned several decades. That's kind of what I said. The story is the film's biggest flaw, though. There was no build-up, no climax, just year after year after year, dying down on the road. Best Picture, not even remotely, with Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Little Woman in the mix. Some people say way too long. Some people say after 3 hours I was wearing down. I mean, I think a movie, if it's too long, yeah, no. Some movies can pull off a steady 90 minutes, some 3 hours. For instance, A Quiet Place, 90-minute film. Do I think it should have been longer? Nope. 90 minutes on the dot. Amazing. Yeah. The Wolf of Wall Street, 3 hours on the dot. Should have been shorter? No. Longer? Honestly, I could have gone for longer. It's such a good film. Maybe I'm biased, but I can see for The Wolf of Wall Street. Should it have been shorter? No. Should it have been longer? No. I would like it to be longer, but the story gave a good rap to say the least. Okay, it gave a good rap. Okay. Well, The Irishman. That's what we're gonna watch tonight. But we may want to watch that out starting after dinner or something. Or I don't know, man. It's 3 hours and 29 minutes. Maybe. Jeez. I mean, we eat dinner at 6, but maybe we can eat earlier today, at 5 or 5:30. So then we can be done with the movie hopefully about 9:30. I mean, it is a Friday, so I don't know. I don't want to be watching the movie at 10 o'clock at night. If it ends then it's fine. But okay, The Irishman. There we go. Anyway, so that's what we were going to start with, but now we're going to get into what's going to happen. What's going to be the main subject for the podcast? 12 minutes in, now 13. Let's talk about an article. So in episode 11, which is I believe titled "Let's Explore the World of Joe Rogan," we read an article about Joe Rogan if he was Democrat or Republican for a long time. It was interesting. It was fun to say the least. And I pulled up a wheel here. Okay, a wheel. It is the Wheel of Names, so go to wheelofnames.com if you want to go. And I have a pretty cool wheel here. Okay, so we're gonna read an article. I put in 7. Oh, hold up.
In you go.
Wait, I wanted to put in
Stay here a little bit.
Okay. Sorry, that was my mom, guys. Barney's here. I swear I put in more. What the heck? Ah! How rude! Alright, whatever. I guess we'll have to put in another one. Well, I don't know. What am I going to put in? Here. Okay. Sure. This is kind of stupid, but whatever. I think I put in. Okay. So there's this wheel, and when you just pull up to it, it comes up as there's these 7 things on the wheel, these random names, I guess, because why not? And so I changed out the 7 names for 7 things, 7 differentiating from 7 articles we could. So sorry, guys. This is the second clip of the podcast. I by accident stopped it in episode 11, but it's okay. I'll just put this in Clip Champ and put all the clips together. But yeah. So. There were 7 names in the wheel, for some reason, I guess, when I just got onto the site, and I switched out those 7 names, for different, things, differentiating for an article we could read. So, I put in these 7 things. Jordan Belfort, TV biz, movie biz, books, video games, school, podcasts. I don't know where the other one went. I had 7, and now before I put it in podcasts, it was only 6, but let's spin the wheel, okay? I'm going to actually, you know what? So you know for a fact I'm not just picking what I want to pick. I'm going to take my phone, my dandy phone here, and I'm going to video it. Now, while the video's going, I'm going to pause the thingamajig, the video, and then I'll show you guys the video on my phone after I unpause, alright? Alright. Okay. Just did that. Now let me show you guys the video. Oops.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to get my head out of the frame. Only the phone will be in the frame, not my head. Sorry. Here we go. Oop, my bad.
Okay, guys, this is the wheelofnames.com. Wheel of Names. We have Jordan Belfort, TV biz, movie biz, books, video games, school, and podcasts. All right, what article are we going to read? Let's do this. Okay. So we're talking about school, ladies and gentlemen. School indeed.
Okay. So I don't know exactly how we're going to do this, but I'm going to go to Google and search up school articles. Okay. We're going to click on the one that comes up first. The kids are right. School is boring. Education week. This is posted January 18th or January 8th, 2019. Let's go for it. All right. The kids are bright, or the kids are right. School is boring by Kevin Bushweiler, January 8th, 2019. 7-minute read. Okay. Editor's note. Kevin Bushweiler is the executive editor of the Ed Week Market Brief. This analysis is part of a special report exploring pressing trends in education. Read the full report, 10 Big Ideas in Education. We ain't going to do that, just this article. All right, here we go. The most meaningful learning happens outside school. Take a moment to think about that statement. Okay. Shall we think? You know what I say we shall. But before, Bonnie! No! No. You could not eat the blanket. No. I love you so much. But no. Y'all should see this mofo's face. It's like this. What did I do wrong? What did I do? Cute. So let me go back. Okay, the most meaningful learning happens outside school. Take a moment to think about that statement. Okay, I agree. I mean, heck, I really do. And now I'm working my hand. Barney, look at me, sir. Look at me. I'm trying to do a podcast. Be a good dog and just sit down. Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm okay. I know Barney's in this frame. Yes. Yep. I love you. Yes, I love you too. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm podcast Barney. Bye. So I have to threat. All right, and we're going down. Okay, so honestly, you learn a lot about life and a lot from the expanse outside of school. I would definitely have to agree with that. I feel like a lot of individuals disagree, but it really just depends on who you are, in my opinion. So, very, very cool stuff. I would have to agree with that, actually. And that is very nice to hear. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much that's my thoughts on that. You really get a certain education and a certain differentiating aspect of life outside of school. All right. How long is this? Kind of long, but it's okay. It does not mean that meaningful learning is not happening inside schools, or that all learning that occurs outside schools is meaningful. Yeah, agreed. But there is a growing argument that the most powerful, relevant learning for today's students is happening when they connect with the rapidly changing world beyond the school walls to solve problems, explore ideas, rally for a cause, or learn a new technical skill. Is asking better questions the key to nurturing student curiosity? Scroll down for a Q&A with Andrew P. Minigan. I've been covering K-12 education for more than 30 years. During that time, I've watched my 3 sons go through public schools, enter college, and join the workforce. My daughter's now making her way through high school. They had wonderful teachers and attended very good schools for the most part. Okay. What was largely missing, though, was a feeling that they were being prepared for the technological and economic changes ahead, or how to make a difference in the world. They were not solving real problems and exploring new ideas. Rather, they were turning in assignments and getting grades. And for all 4 of them, the most meaningful learning often happened when they weren't in school. See, yeah, this happens for everyone. Just gonna leave that over there. Okay. I mean, heck, yeah, of course, I'm gonna have to agree with that. It's not like you're gonna be outside, in freaking Mariano's, okay. My tip, I want to give you the tip of the XYZAB 69 pi. What? So yeah, I mean, no one's doing that. So this guy's right on that. That is also a theme that is emerging in our Education Week series, Faces of the Future, which tells stories about ambitious, creative young people who are pushing well beyond the boundaries of school, finding new ways to learn advanced computer science, tackle big challenges, map an uncharted future, and sometimes get in trouble. Consider the case of Emma Yang, a teenager who Education Week reporter Benjamin Harrell profiled last fall as part of this series. She's the youngest student to ever take part in a mentorship program to build computational thinking at Wolfram Research, a private company that creates computational technologies. Okay, this is interesting. Let's continue. Initially, Emma worked on a project for Wolfram, analyzing the police department data that identified patterns that might explain where, when, and why cars crash in New York City. Then she used machine learning techniques to teach computers to recognize the road signs, a vital feature for self-driving cars. She followed that up by using those same techniques to detect cancerous tumors in human lungs. See, this is where it gets. This is honestly pretty cool, in my opinion, because if you think about it in your mind's eye, doing that, New York and bike crashes and car crashes, to transforming into cancer diagnoses and cancer related things, and yeah, cancerous tumors in human lungs. I think that's pretty good for her. Great. Okay, well, let's do it. All right. Sometimes when I'm curious to learn more, people will say, you won't understand till later. She told Education Week, but at my mentorship program, they give me all the information I want, that I can go as deep into it as I want. I really appreciate that. Emma's curiosity and enthusiasm to dive deeply into a topic reminded me of when I took Emma's curiosity and enthusiasm to dive deeply into a topic reminded me of when I took my then elementary school age daughter to visit my older brother's University of Virginia biochemistry lab. My daughter was fascinated by the dry ice bubbling up in water, the multicolored protein solutions in beakers, and computers seemingly everywhere. She was one of those little kids who liked to take various liquids and solids in the house and mix them up to see what would happen. So when she got to see the real thing, her eyes were bulging with excitement. And it became even more meaningful when she learned her uncle was doing research to develop new treatments for cancer. But back at school, inside the classroom, it was a different story. There were few, if any, lab experiments, and eventually science became boring and irrelevant to her. It was no longer about exploring ideas and solving problems. It was about memorizing facts and figures and preparing for quizzes and tests. See, this right here, okay? This right here, yeah. It's a big topic. It's a big topic to discuss on, I have to admit myself. Yeah, I can check the footage, dude. If you can hear me, you're screwed. All I'm finna be saying, I will check the footage. You think you're just gonna get away with it by being cute? Yeah, well, you probably are anyway. So, back to the article. I was gonna do this podcast until 6 something until dinner, or something until dinner, to be an hour, but honestly, it'll probably end up being half an hour, 45 minutes. I think we're probably already at about, we're at the 24-minute mark. Because this is my second clip, and I think the other one was 13 an hour at 11. So I'll probably go, for another, probably about 40 minutes, 35. I don't know, I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, it was about memorizing facts and figures and preparing for quizzes and tests. Those 13 words, including the period, make it 14. Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that, and it's sad. I'm not going to name names because a handful of the teachers and staff members at my school watch these videos. Teachers, staff, students. So I'm not going to name names. I was going to, but I'm not. Some people in the building really don't strive for us to have. We do have to memorize. We don't really dive deep. Now, whereas in some other classes or overall relevant things in school or in the building and now online, at least for me, some people are definitely more motivational and want you to not just memorize, but more or less really enjoy to have you want and want you to have a good fun experience, so to say, and to really delve deep. And that's the sad thing about school. Some teachers don't, really go into that. But let's continue. Few schools have figured out how to connect meaningful learning outside of school to recognition inside it. I saw that firsthand with one of my sons who was in a video editing and production specialty program in high school. As a junior, he took the initiative to teach himself the ins and outs of iMovie to produce a highlight video of him playing lacrosse that he could send to college coaches. All the learning took place outside school on his own time. He had to learn how to take a bunch of DVDs with hours of lacrosse footage and load them in iMovie. Then he had to edit the footage down to the best highlights, organize the clips into a video narrative that flowed naturally, strip the unnecessary audio, and produce a video that was less than 5 minutes long. Then he had to write emails to coaches promoting the video and often follow up with phone calls. He was learning writing skills, video editing skills, and how to market himself. To this day, he says it was the most meaningful learning experience he had during high school. I don't know if I have a lot to say on that end, but I mean, deep, man, deep. I mean, I have to say the least. Heck, I definitely think that some experiences in some schools don't go as good as others. So I mean, makes sense. But when he asked the school if he could spend time in class working on the project or get extra credit for it, the answer was no. He was told the school did not have the flexibility to allow that because it was not part of the official curriculum. A perceived lack of opportunity to pursue and interest them inside school can lead some kids down a mischievous path. That was the case for Jeremy Currier and Seth Stevens, who hacked into the Rochester Mills. That was the case for Jeremy Currier and Seth Stevens, who hacked into their Rochester Hills Mich School District network and got access to logins, passwords, phone numbers, locker combinations, lunch balances, and the grades of all 15,000 students in the school system, according to a story by Harold that triggered a lively debate on edweek.org about student discipline in the future of work. Now the incident and the district's decision to expel the boys, Harold writes, are raising a big question. How can schools develop the potential of kids with advanced computing skills and a tendency for probing boundaries before things go in the wrong direction? The answer might be connecting those kids with meaningful learning opportunities outside of school. And that was perspective, another take on this big idea. Okay then. Alright, we're moving into a Q&A. Actually, I'm so stupid. No, we're not. We have to obviously discuss. I mean, probably for like another 5 minutes or something, I would say. I mean, that was some pretty big stuff. But before that, I'm going to veer off here for a minute. I'm not having a lot of fun with this article. I'm not. I wasn't hoping for school. Not because I don't like school. I like it. I just was not in the mood. I mean, I guess I was, but we're going to call my mom and dad and see if they want to watch The Irishman. And we're going to do it in FaceTime. I mean, I'm not going to show you their faces, but let's put in my dad's name, Jonathan, put him in there, and Lisa, and put her in there. Okay, and video. Here we go. Actually, you know what? I'm screen recording this for you guys, by the way. Both are waiting. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's okay. It's fine. No one's picking up. We're just gonna have to call my dad. Okay, he'll pick up hopefully. Alright, I'm gonna pause. Okay, we're resumed. I'm now going to get out of the frame. My head will be out. Just the screen recording will be there. Okay? So the screen recording, it appears, is 1 minute and 11 seconds. Here it is. It didn't record any sound. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't record any sound at all. That's not very pog. Whatever. Back to the article, shall we? Q&A, how to champion student curiosity. For educators seeking to nurture rather than difficult students, natural curiosity and meaningful For educators seeking to nurture rather than stifle students' natural curiosity and meaningfully connect classroom learning to the outside world, the process may start with something as simple as encouraging them to ask more questions. Andrew P. Minigan, the director of strategy for the education program at the education nonprofit of Right Question Institute, has some ideas on what that looks like. How can teachers encourage students to ask more and deeper questions in school? And why does it matter? Educators can teach students how to ask their own questions by deliberately facilitating learning experiences during which students formulate, work with, improve upon, and use their own questions throughout the learning process. Question formulation, much like other skills, is not honed simply through osmosis. Students need opportunities to ask their own questions and co-construct inquiry with their fellow learners. Okay, osmosis. I definitely heard of it and probably know it, but let's just search it up. Osmosis, a process by which molecules tend to pass through a semi-permeable membrane from a less concentrated solution to a more concentrated one, thus equalizing the concentration on each side of the membrane. The process, okay, that wasn't it. This is it. The process of gradual or unconscious assimilation of ideas and knowledge, etc. Okay, good. Good. What kind of questions should students and educators be asking each other? Educators who provide students the opportunity to ask their own questions report that students ask the same questions that they were planning to pose. By practicing the skills, students can become more sophisticated question askers and more effectively inquire. That does not always mean asking higher order questions. A question, whether closed-ended or open-ended, is only as good as the information it aims to elicit. Students who develop their question formulation skills are able to use different types of questions for different purposes and improve their questions when necessary to guide their own learning in new, exciting ways. All right, elicit. Let me search that up. I believe I know what it means, but I don't know. Elicit definition: evoke or draw out a response, answer, or fact from someone in reaction to one's own actions or questions. Draw forth something that is latent or potential into existence. And then latent means, I just want to make sure. Like, I know these pretty much. I just want to make sure. Okay. Got it. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, definitely question improving is a big thing in school. I feel like, especially with a lot of people not paying attention, especially in online school, because I know a lot of kids just sit there and my teachers or many teachers are like, hey, person, like literally 30 seconds later, person, okay, and sometimes they flip and they go like, come on guys, come on, turn your cameras on, maybe I just scared you there for a minute. And I always have my camera on. I'm like that one kid that always has their camera on. Like, I'm not trying to flex, but literally in like my homeroom class, sometimes I'm the only one with my camera on. And then the student named Liam, usually in like rain, they don't watch my videos. If they do, good for you. I mean, it's not like, it's whatever. But yeah. And what about the art of the follow-up question? How can schools teach that skill? Even the youngest learners can be thoughtful follow-up questioners. A study published decades ago in the Journal of Child Physiology and Psychiatry on children's question formulation behavior, children question, adults answers, highlights an example of an almost 4-year-old girl who asked, "Mommy, is our roof a sloping roof?" All right, let's search up that word. I know what psychology means, but Psychiatry, psychiatry, I think. Let's copy that and paste it into Google and put definition after it. The study and treatment of mental illness, emotional disturbance, and abnormal behavior. Okay, got it. It's probably the abnormal behavior part, I would have to say. After the mother affirms that the roof sloped, the child asks why. The mother replies that most people have sloping roofs to allow the rain to run off. Otherwise, the rain would start coming through. The child asks one more follow-up question. Does the rain just sit there on my school's flat roof? This conversation shows how logical and calculated learners can be in making observations, posing questions, making connections, and asking follow-up questions to address gaps between their question, the answer, and their knowledge or understanding. When questioning is encouraged in the classroom, students can be extremely artful yet precise in their inquiry. This interview was edited for length and clarity. And then this is about the person. Kevin Bushweller, Assistant Managing Editor, Director of Editorial Business Collaboration Education Week. Kevin Bushweller oversees coverage of educational technology and learning environments for Education Week. I'm going to click on his thing for a minute. Here, I'm going to take a picture and show you guys what he looks like. Okay, I'm going to get out of the frame here. That's what my boy Kevin Bushweller looks like. Yep. And that's his profile pic on the Education Week site. Special report. Kevin Bushweller is an assistant managing editor for Education Week who oversees coverage of educational technology, learning environments, and the weekly Ed Week Tech Leader, a news service for tech leaders in K-12 education. He's also the executive project editor of Technology Counts, Education Week's annual report about the state of educational technology in U.S. schools. Formerly the executive editor of Ed Week Market Brief, he now also serves as the director of editorial business collaboration for Education Week. You know, let me actually search this dude up and see if he comes up. Might as well, right? Kevin Bushweller. Yeah, he comes up alright. Then it's a Twitter and everything. There he is. Tweets and replies. Good to know. Baby, good to know. I know that article wasn't that good reading. I know the Joe Rogan article was pretty tight, but that was a pretty crappy article. I mean, it was fun, I guess. I just didn't do great with it. My mind's a little slow. I'm a little hungry, you know. So sorry about that, but you know, I try my hardest, I have to say. But almost at 25 minutes. I mean, we are, but you know, rounding. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Real Talk with Sam Weis podcast, episode 12. If you want to enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe, like, and make sure to turn on post notifications. And I will see you wonderful people very, very soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.